What up, y'all? It's Madden Curse Week 12 matchup recap. It's a pretty wild week, man. Let's take a look. Let's looking at the rankings. I'm looking at the matchups. Let's look at the rankings from the top. Brent, he lost. He's still number one in the rankings and in our hearts. Fat, he lost too. He's still in the 2 spot. Number 3, Dan. Number 4, Lando. Number 5, Jason. Number 6, Scott. If you're wondering about those rankings, they're the playoff rankings. So go look at the top 6 current projected rankings. Those are the current 6. In the 7th spot, JT, Jordan 8, Marshall 9. JT and Jordan are both 500, so technically in a tie. For whatever reason, they must be lower on points. Marshall's right there at 5 and 6, I believe. Or well, it's week 12. Are you 5 and 7, Marshall? That's what the math says, right? Standings. Let's see. 5 and 7. Okay, so um, Marshall's got some work to do to try to secure that 6th seed. Obviously, he would need to win out and get some points. So he's still technically, still there. After Marshall, number 10 is Alex. Number 11, T. Number 12, Frank. Frank is still one up on T on wins. However, Frank has the least amount of points, and our boy Sweet T just got a victory, so he's trending in the right direction. So for that reason, I put Frank at 12. Let's look at the matchups of the week. I played Jason in the first matchup. We played earlier in the season. Jason got me. He got me. It was probably the worst loss of the season that I had. I remember it very well. He had Miles Sanders. I had Dallas Goedert and Cortland Sutton. We were tied. I had those two guys at the time. Sutton was a wide receiver 13 on the year. Dallas Goedert was top 5, the tight end. So I felt very good. I ended up losing that matchup. Jason sent me a nice wink emoji. Couldn't wait to play again. Well, maybe it should have been another week because this week you lost 169 to 125. This train keeps on rolling, baby. Let's see who we had. We were playing around. We put Matt Ryan at quarterback. He put up 10 points. Nothing crazy. Rashad White, 20. Josh Jacobs, 48 points. Oh my God. Thank you, JT, for that trade. Amon St. Brown, 28 points on Thanksgiving. Thank you, JT, for that trade. Let's see. Amari Cooper with 16 points. He got most of that in overtime. Pretty sweet. Travis Kelsey, quiet day, only 16 points. Devontae Adams, quiet day, only 14 points. But you know what? When Josh Jacobs puts up 48 points, you don't really need a whole lot from your other guys. Samaji Perine was on my bench, put up 19. Didn't really have much that I could have benched Devontae Adams, but that's not going to happen. On Jason's side, Jason had a good game, put up 125 points. He went up against the buzzsaw for the week. Kyler Murray put up 25, Gibson 8, Michael Carter 6, Terry McLaurin 9, DeAndre Hopkins 19, Foster Rowe 12. Miles Sanders put up 31, had a heck of a Sunday night game. Just didn't matter. Brian Robinson on his bench had 20. Jason wished everyone good luck, and except for me, wanted me to get vultured and like the second he hit that, Brian Robinson vulture touchdown. Um, 20 points there. Tua 16. DJ Moore had 20 points. None of this would have helped Jason. He still would have lost, but could have made it a little bit more respectable. Um, that was my one pick of the week. I got 2 picks right this week. That was one of them. Next matchup, JT and Brent. I picked Brent to win. I was wrong. JT came out 101 to 99. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. It came down to 2 defenses, and JT's defense put up 6. Brent's defense, he was the Monday night game. He was favored 89, 95%, something crazy. And then the Colts D gave him 3 points, and he lost by 3. So, it's always tough when you're trying to rely on a defense. Um, as far as their actual players who scored points, JT had Justin Herbert with 29, Zeke with 16, Dante Foreman 11, Curtis Samuel 1 point, Mike Evans 5, Dalton Schultz 19, Tyler Boyd 4 points. On his bench, Adam Thielen had 21 points. Didn't hurt him in this aspect because he did win, but you know, you would have loved that extra 20 points. On Brent's side, Patrick Mahomes at 18, Derrick Henry 15, Kareem Hunt 3 points, man. Kareem Hunt's been quiet for a while. Tyreek 15, Jalen Waddle 13, 14 points. Mark Andrews 11, Olave 11 on Brent's bench, AJ Dillon 18 points. Dillon's one of those guys. I traded him to Brent, and I was not sad to see him go. And I feel like this is kind of how A.J. Dillon goes. He pretty much stinks. You bench him, and after you bench him for 4 or 5 weeks, he has one good game. You're like, dang, I'm still going to bench him next week. But both had a big player on the bench with points. And at the end of the day, JT took the W. He's 500, still in the playoff run. You're not in the actual top six right now, JT, but put up some points these next couple of weeks. Get those dubs, and you may see yourself in there. Um, and the next matchup, Fat versus T. You know what? T, you got your name back. Trent, this motherfucker just beat the number 2 seed in the league. And he didn't just beat him, he beat his ass. 137 to 116. My guy T, 3-9, baby. My guy's won two. What? Are you 2-1 in your last three? Something like that. It's something like that. Let's see. Tom Brady, 18. Andre Swift, 10. Isaiah Pacheco, 16. T. Higgins, 24. Cortland Sutton, 14. TJ Hawkinson, 15. Chris Godwin, 29. Oh my God. On the bench, big points from Garrett Wilson, Derek Carr, had 20 as well, but Garrett Wilson 26. Next week, T, you're probably going to want to go ahead and take Cortland Sutton out of that lineup for Garrett Wilson now that they pay attention to the quarterback situation. But Zach Wilson's on the bench. You gotta let Garrett Wilson fly, baby. And in case anyone had noticed, and was hating on that Jamar Chase trade. Jamar Chase still injured. Let's see. Trent got Tom Brady, who scored 18, and Isaiah Pacheco, who scored 16. And Cortland Sutton put up 13. Yes, he should have had Garrett Wilson in instead. But 16 points, running back. Man, that's a beautiful thing to see. You don't have a lot of running backs out there scoring 16 points. On Fat side, Joe Burrow put up 18, Austin Eckler 25, Saquon 15, Christian Kirk 8, Tyler Lockett 16, Gerald Everett 8, and David Montgomery with 14 on his bench. Zay Jones, what's going on, man? Why would you start Zay Jones? Just kidding. But he had 28 points. So let's see. Let's play the game. If you had started Zay Jones over Christian Kirk, you would have netted almost 20 points. 26, 36. Still would have lost. You wouldn't have made that substitution anyways. But congratulations to Trent. He earned his name back. 3-9. He's trying. My guy's trying. And you still have a shot to get out of that last spot. Um, the next matchup here, Jordan versus Marshall. I knew it. I knew it. Jordan won this matchup 123 to 105. I picked Marshall, but I even phrased it. I said, classic Jordan move is he'll win this one, and then he'll poop the bed over the next game or two to get out. But he did win this one 123-105. Lamar Jackson had 23 points and a NSFW tweet. I think it's kind of crazy the way they're saying he's going after certain communities. You know, at some point, people just gotta realize that sometimes that's why you in the heat of war, man. Sometimes things get said that aren't what you would say in public so much, but. It just is what it is. Lamar 23, Aaron Jones 19, Jeff Wilson 12, Michael Pittman had 19 points. Oh my God. Treylon Burks 17 points. Pat F 69, 6.9. Najee Harris, 11, and he got hurt, so maybe that's the end of Najee's run. Look at my guy had 20 points on the bench from DeAndre Carter. Look at him with wide receivers all of a sudden. On Marshall's side, Jalen Hurts, 30, 30 points. Alvin Kamara, quiet 7. Tavis Murray, 11. Debo Samuel, 7. A.J. Brown, 13. George Kittle, 6. Cordell Patterson, 10. On his bench, 25 points out of Trevor Lawrence wouldn't have helped since Jalen got 30, but he's got two really good quarterbacks. Maybe it's time to make a move in this last. Let's see, trade deadline is tomorrow, just so we're all on the same page. Tomorrow noon. Um, Last matchup or second to last matchup here. Scott versus Alex. I picked Scott to win. I was wrong. 112 to 134. Alex won. Alex has looked pretty good the last few weeks. Unfortunately, it's far too late. He's got eight losses. He may not be mathematically eliminated, but he is eliminated. You're not going to get in with 8 losses. Not this season, anyways. Geno Smith had 19. Dalvin Cook had 10. Nick Chubb 20. Brandon Ayuk 12. Christian Watson 21. David Njoku 14. And James Conner in the flex 21 on his bench. Brandon Cook citing 11 points. And George Pickens 11 points. On Scott's side, Josh Allen, he's injured, doesn't matter, 30 points. Christian McCaffrey, 9 points. And Elijah Mitchell got hurt in this game too, so I don't think he had a full workload. I don't really know what's going on with McCaffrey, man. I feel like that offense, we should be getting some 9 points. I mean, I figured he'd have 9 receptions. What's going? Are there too many mouths in San Fran? I don't know. Tony Pollard, quiet 8. Keenan Allen bounced back 16. DK Metcalf 20. Dawson Knox 4. Jacoby Myers 9. On the bench, not too much there. Shout out to Scott. He's had a backup kicker all season long, and I also think he's had a backup defense all season long, and a backup QB and a backup tight end all season long. And I can't really say a whole lot because we have the same record. So, you know, different strokes, I guess. Last matchup, this was the only other matchup I got right, was Dan. I picked Dan to win. I made Dan my lock. He did not let me down. He won 130 to 104. He's 7-5. He's in sole possession of third. Kirk Cousins put up 22. Ramondre Stevenson 20. Travis Etienne .3 got hurt. Said he'll be back next week. We'll see. Justin Jefferson 29. CeeDee Lamb 18. Got the burpees. Taysom Hill 3. Kenneth Walker 17. On Frank's side, my guy started Taylor Heineke, put up 12. Singletary 9. Jonathan Taylor with 19. Stephon Diggs 22. Michael Gallup 11. Tanyan 5. Jamal Williams with 11 points on the bench. 22 points out of Isaiah McKenzie. Also 18 out of Jared Goff. So could have picked up some points with Goff over Heineke. McKenzie, maybe you would have played over Gallup, but you're definitely not playing over Stephon Diggs. It wouldn't have been enough points anyways. He lost by almost 30. Best case scenario, you picking up 10, 15 points there. So congrats, Dan. You were the lock of the week. You held it down. I appreciate you. Playoff standings are the top 6 that I relayed earlier today, but we can just go back and take a quick peek at it. Let's see. Standings. Projected. Playoff bracket. So current projections have Fat and Brent in the bye. Brent would be at the top of the bracket, so the current 4 and 5 seeds are Orlando and Jason, who just played. Would be nice to play you again, buddy. I would really look forward to that. The winner of that would play Brent. On the bottom bracket, you've got Fat with the bye. Dan and Scott would be playing. Fat would face the winner of them, and then, of course, after that would be the finals. It's going to be an interesting run. 2 more weeks, and then 3 weeks of playoffs, boys. Let's go, Madden Curse.